Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you are. Thank you for attending this afternoon's session. This is the Snapchat Success Playbook, Mastering Creative Strategies for Captivating Content. It's featuring our good friend Maizy Pareja from Snap Incorporated. My name's Kevin Rohn. I'm the Senior Director of Client Success at Carnegie, and we are so happy to have you all here this morning slash afternoon, depending on where you are. Before we get started, there's a couple things that you'll hear us say throughout the day in regard to some of our housekeeping items. Um, this session will be recorded, and we'll be providing links to the recordings to all attendees some point by the end of this week. All session attendees, you are on mute and off camera. While the video streaming window you're currently viewing, it offers Huva and Zoom functionality for chats and Q&A. We ask that you please use the Zoom chat for any Q&A. This will allow our speakers and our support teams to efficiently respond to your questions at any time. At the end of the session, we'll have Q&A for any of you that have questions for our speaker, if time does allow. If you have questions or need any assistance during the conference, you can certainly email the team using conferences, that's with an S, at carnegiehighered.com, or certainly message us in Huva through the Ask Organizers Anything section of the community board. And finally, we certainly encourage you to be social while you're doing any of these sessions today. You can use the hashtag #TheConnection. And certainly please tag us at Carnegie HQ for any posts that you share about today's sessions. So with that, I'd like to introduce Maizy Pareja from Snap Incorporated.
Hi, everyone. Cool. So as Kevin mentioned, my name is Maizy Pareja, and we'll be discussing Snapchat Success Playbook, just a few strategies that you can really capture content here at Snapchat. So I'd like to just dive in and introduce myself. My name is Maizy Pareja. I'm currently an account manager here at Snapchat, specializing in the education vertical. I've been at Snapchat for a little over 2 years now, and I strive to just provide optimal and tailored solutions for any advertising needs within the education vertical here at Snap. So a little bit about what we'll be discussing today. We'll be discussing the Snapchat generation, just a few audience insights and how our platform works here at Snap, then diving into some new and recent higher education statistics that we've recently received at Snapchat from studies, and then diving into how you'll be able to reach those Snapchatters through our ad formats and creative best practices, and then finally wrap up with some Snapchat unique ad features. So diving right into the Snapchat generation. Snapchat was built during the dawn of social media when people were starting to feel pressured to just post the most perfect stuff. However, we know that social media has become a popularity contest with so many people just chasing likes, comments, and followers. However, at Snapchat, we were designed to offer people an alternative. Ephemerality, privacy, and real friends only were the early Snapchat tenets. And at Snapchat, we enhanced real relationships across 5 distinct tabs. So whether Snapchatters are connecting with their friends in Maps, keeping up their conversation in chat, engaging with the world and their friends around them within the camera, following their friends' content through their stories, or exploring brand new content in Spotlight, Snapchatters are entering a happy environment built on relationships with their friends and family. And these are just some of the things that make Snapchat extremely unique from other social media platforms. 50% of Snapchat's audience do not log into other social media platforms daily. This includes places like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube. So when you aren't advertising on Snapchat, you're missing out on a huge opportunity of people you would not be able to reach elsewhere. And when we look at Snapchat by the numbers, Globally, we reach 432 million daily active users, marking an increase of 12% year over year. Our users at Snap are extremely leaned into the app and, on average, are opening the Snapchat app 40 times per day. Additionally, we reach 90% of 13 to 24-year-olds, as well as 75% of 13 to 34-year-olds in the US. Additionally, over 90% of Snapchatters feel and say that they are happy and comfortable when they're using our app. So, the Snapchat generation believes that we believe in a culture of transparency and openness where our Snapchatters can come in and feel comfortable sharing their authentic selves. Our platform is designed to focus on the present moment. So by default, content is deleted. We encourage Snapchatters to just live in the moment and appreciate the now. We prioritize building positive relationships between people, and we believe that these strong connections are essential for the well being of our Snapchatters and their happiness. Our goal is to create a positive and uplifting environment for our Snapchatters. We strive to make people happy and foster that same sense of belonging and community. And these are just the most important values to us, and we hope that they also resonate with you as well. Our platform is designed to provide a space where you can connect with like minded people and create those meaningful relationships. Now, let's dive into the world of higher education on Snapchat. Students are turning to social platforms because bringing their family and friends along their educational journey is extremely important to them. Student Snapchatters want their closest loved ones deeply involved in every step of their higher learning. So, fostering communication surrounding this topic needs to be a key strategy for brands in the space. What makes Snapchat stand out to students is that it is an integral part of the decision making process during the educational phase journey. Snapchat offers a unique platform for gathering personalized and real time insights when exploring new educational opportunities, programs, and courses. And during this information gathering phase, they turn to Snapchat as a way to discover new opportunities and learn more about the ones that they have already sparked interest in. So they bring their family and friends along the way to just kind of explore and leverage them as a community, as a soundboard, so that they can really just understand more about what they want for higher education. And potential students on Snapchat are also using Snapchat as a way to gather information when they're exploring these new educational journeys. At Snapchat, we know that it is the top app for engaging with former and current students of programs to gain firsthand knowledge about their experience. We know that they're using Snapchat to talk to their friends and family to get their opinions and recommendations of what their options are. And additionally, they're posting their educational journey to get the opinions and information from not only their friends and family, but from their broader social community. And we've seen that brands that match student Snapchat online behaviors have a significant opportunity. When brands are easy to reach out to and to engage with on social platforms, they become a vital source of information for students. By understanding and aligning with these online behaviors, brands can build strong relationships with students by supporting them throughout their educational paths. At Snap, student Snapchatters are 1.3 times more likely to value brands that are easy to engage with on social platforms, and they also prefer brands that advertise on channels that they already use, highlighting the importance of being accessible and present where they connect the most. And as a result of this, we see a large number of students on Snap. In the latest recent poll that we have from August of 2024, we have over 22 million high school Snapchatters, as well as 11 million college students on Snapchat. And they consider education a key part of their identity. 90% of Snapchatters are actively seeking opportunities to expand their knowledge and skills. And it's not surprising that we can help reach an audience that is eager to learn and grow. Over 82% of Snapchatters are planning to pursue further education in the future. This includes a wide range of educational options from online learning courses, as well as online test prep, certifications, and even in-person four-year degree bachelor's programs. As educators and marketers, this is an opportunity to offer engaging and relevant educational content that aligns with the goals and aspirations of Snapchatters. Additionally, there's an opportunity to influence this incredibly valuable audience right now. 74% of Snapchatters prioritize institutions that can help them achieve their desired goal, highlighting the importance of relevant job training and career opportunities that can help attract and retain Snapchatters for your goals, your like-minded goals. And there is a growing demand for educational resources and opportunities among Snapchatters. Snapchatters in 2024 are eager to learn and grow, with many expressing interest in exploring new career opportunities, in taking online classes, and pursuing degree programs online. So now that we know more about these higher education institution students at Snapchat, we'd like to now dive into the ad formats and creative best practices that you can leverage to reach these Snapchatters. At Snapchat, we provide both camera and content solutions for your advertising needs. Within our content, we have Snap ads, commercials, and stories, which I'll dive into in a bit. But I do just want to highlight the second portion, which is our camera, which I believe makes us an extremely unique platform. Within our camera solutions, we have both AR lenses and AR filters. And I'm not quite sure if everyone knows, but back in 2022, we actually depreciated AR filters. And now in 2024, our team has gone in and revamped and improved the system of how we look at AR filters and how they operate. So now we look at AR lenses and AR filters as a pre-capture lens and then AR filters as a post-capture lens. So you can have an opportunity to engage the user before and after they take a photo. So I'm excited to dive a bit deeper into each of these in the next slide. So diving into Snap Ad, which is definitely the bread and butter of here at Snap, Snap ads run between and within content, meaning that your ads are running between user stories as well as professional content. And when we look at the anatomy of Snap ads, we want to take these key elements into play. We want to ensure that we have early and consistent branding, that we're really highlighting the value proposition or any message really quickly. We want to ensure that we have sound on and make sure that it is bite-sized. Since Snap ads are a skippable ad format, we definitely want to keep it short and sweet, under 6 seconds or less. And this is just a quick example of a Snap ad. Super fun, super quick, and super engaging. And then when we dive into the creative fundamentals of Snap Ad, since we know Snap Ads are a skippable ad format, and we all know how attention spans are nowadays, we know that grabbing someone's attention quickly is key. So by emphasizing clear branding, logo placement, and really focusing on your KPI or your call to action really quickly, we know that you'll be able to make an instant impact within those first 2 seconds. And the most important, I believe, here is having purposeful sound design. We know that 2/3 of Snapchatters listen to Snapchat with sound on, so having clever and impactful audio is imperative. And finally, we definitely want to get creative with different formats and styles, which I'll explore in the next slide. At Snap, we've seen educational advertisers really have endless opportunities of how they can display their message on Snap. And these are just a few ways we've seen educational advertisers really take up different types of Snap ad formats. We have them leveraging video assets, which follow the Snap creative fundamentals mentioned in the previous slide. We have UGC ads, which really just collaborate with current students to really bring authentic and meaningful messaging for whichever kind of message you're trying to bring out, especially when you're leveraging current students. I really just think it makes it extremely impactful for your brand and makes it a super authentic experience for Snapchatters experiencing that ad. And finally, we have static images, which wouldn't align as much with our video best practices, but if it is something that the team would like to use, we definitely just emphasize having that static image with the clear branding, clear messaging, and the clear logo placement. So diving into the next ad format, which are commercials. Commercials are our 6-second non-skippable ad format, and they run in stream, meaning that these ads are running in between all of our curated shows at Snapchat. Think of your Daily Mail, Tastemade, BuzzFeed, those types of shows. And these are the key elements that we are looking for in commercials. You want to ensure that you have an ad that is longer than 6 seconds or within that 6 second mark to just really tell a complete story. And within that story, you want to make sure that you reveal your message, you have sound on, as well as a video, of course, and then that your product is at the center. And similar to Snap ads, you want to have clear branding, clear logo placement, which is pretty much across the board for all ad formats. And when we look at the creative fundamentals of story ads, with a non-skippable ad format, you're able to tell a longer story. So within those 6 seconds, you're able to hook someone's attention and then drive with your narrative that then will lead to your core message. And then, as I mentioned before, commercials must be a video and must have sound. And just quickly highlighting this one point here that mentions design for content context. When we say this, we mean leave no room for interpretation. Be forward and clear with your overall message. Now, you might be thinking, well, Snap ads and commercials, they seem pretty similar. So just want to break down how you should think about both. When we look at Snap ads, we know that this is a skippable ad format. So you want to make the most impact within those first 2 seconds, since someone can easily just skip out after and can kind of opt out. So within the Snap ads, you want to reveal your call to action. You want to reveal pretty much everything within those first 2 seconds. And when we look at commercials, you have the ability to tell a longer and more complete story since you have those full 6 seconds. So, as I mentioned before, you have your hook, your narrative, and then you can just kind of reveal your call to action right at the end of those non skippable 6 seconds, which you can also have a commercial that is longer than 6 seconds. It'll just have the ability for a Snapchatter to opt out after those six, but they're a super impactful ad format here at Snap. And now diving into the anatomy of story ads, we know that story ads are extremely effective since they run within the Discover feed, meaning that they're running within the Discover like page tab within the Snapchat app, which falls right below the user stories. And within story ads, you're able to tell a longer story because you're essentially combining a selection of 1 to 20 snap ads that are images or videos which would follow Snap Ad creative best practices from just the Snap ad format piece. And within story ads, you're able to have them swipe up to different call to actions. You can have them swipe up to a longer form video, a website to really have someone maybe apply or seek interest into your institution. You can swipe up to an AR lens, which I'll explain more about the anatomy of AR lenses next, as well as any app install. If your institution already has an application app on a mobile device, you can kind of swipe up and have them download that app there. And when we look at the creative fundamentals of a story ad, they're extremely unique. As I mentioned before, they run within the Discover page, meaning that they'll have a Discover tile, which is where you can get really creative to really engage a Snapchatter, which I believe is super key just because if you don't have a Snapchatter engaged from that Discovery tile, then they're not going to want to tap into it. However, once you do have that Snapchatter engaged, once they tap into that tile, we recommend dropping your call to action. And as I mentioned before, since it is a collection of snap ads kind of combined into one that creates a story ad that you can kind of tap through, we highly recommend following the Snap Ad creative best practices that I mentioned before: clear branding, logo placement, bite size, all of those, which will be accessible at the end of this presentation as well for reviewing. And then diving into the anatomy of AR, which is inclusive of both the AR lenses and AR filters. These run within our camera placement, which we open to the camera. So once you open the camera, you'll see that lens carousel slide, which can also be, once you take a photo and you swipe, you'll be able to see filters as well. And within AR, we are really pushing advertisers to really understand the impact of how important augmented reality is, since you're able to create an immersive experience that Snapchatters can then share with their friends and family through their share button. And within AR, we want to ensure that we have clear branding, logo placement, similar to the other ad formats, and we want to build for the objective. We know that AR lenses are effective across the funnel. However, we typically see AR lenses within upper funnel metrics. So if you are really just trying to drive awareness for your brand, AR lenses are key because they provide a unique experience for a user. You want to have a clear call to action and this lens icon that should be super visible and engaging. So a Snapchatter can kind of know, hey, this is the Strayer logo, so I definitely want to check out what they have here. And then this is a video of me playing with it. I know it's funny just because it's me, but just wanted to have a good example there. And then looking at the AR golden rules, these are definitely our must-haves. We definitely encourage selfie mode, especially because we open to the camera, so that first lens can just be something a user can engage with themselves. However, we do encourage that advertisers leverage both selfie and worldview. And what worldview basically is when you can flip the camera and show the augmented world around you. Additionally, we want to build for that objective with clear branding. And when you are playing with AR lenses, we definitely recommend kind of having an action before, like if it is a gameable if it isn't gameable AR lens, we definitely want to start capturing the magic before a user clicks in, kind of explaining the journey that they're going to go through when they are clicking through this AR experience, which will definitely help in guiding that creative at second zero. And kind of to wrap up creative best practices across all ad formats, these are our do's and don'ts for creatives. We want to have instant impact at second zero. As I mentioned, Snap ads are our bread and butter, which are definitely key for instant impact. And we definitely want to ensure that we're not using creatives that just don't have that clear branding, clear logo, or clear messaging. Additionally, we want to make sure that the snaps are native to Snap, meaning that we're not overloading it with too many call to actions. Having that one clear call to action is super key at Snap. And for UGC, if you are leveraging UGC content, we just want to make sure that you're aligning the influencer or the creator to your brand and ensuring that if you haven't used UGC content in the past, that you should consider it, as we've seen advertisers that use both polished and UGC content see great success and upticks in brand awareness and engagement. And then if you are leveraging AR lenses, lean into those camera trends. We constantly have our team sending us newsletters, so you can work with your Snapchat team to kind of see what are some trending AR lenses that are organically being played with on Snapchat, and we'll be able to provide that information so that you as an advertiser can kind of figure out how you'd want to recreate that and then use it as a sponsored AR lens. And finally, we would want to say to just get extremely creative with the cuts. I know that in this day and age, everyone is super busy, and sometimes it might be easier to just kind of repurpose ads for across all platforms. However, we highly emphasize ensuring that your Snap ads that are currently used at Snapchat are created for Snap and just aren't just a repurpose, just because, as we've seen, if it is native to Snap and very authentic to Snap, our users are extremely engaged in those. And finally, just to kind of wrap up this whole ad format section, While all ad formats serve their own purpose and are great by themselves, we highly encourage advertisers to leverage a multi-product approach, meaning that you're leveraging more than one ad format. And we've seen when you leverage more than one ad format, you reach Snapchatters across multiple parts of the platform, which is key at Snap. And finally, wrapping up this last section with SnapAd unique ad formats. We've seen that Snapchatters that are exposed to both camera and content ads are able to improve outcomes within upper funnel metrics like brand awareness, ad awareness, within engagement like mid-funnel actions, as well as action intent. So what our team has done is created a new hybrid ad format called AR extensions, where we're essentially combining Snap ads and AR lenses into one ad format. So you get the instant impact of an AR lens while also allowing a user to experience your brand through AR. So you would essentially be served a Snap ad, which then allows the user to click on that tap to try on, which would then flip up and allow them to play with the AR lens, which is extremely cool. I definitely think this is something advertisers should really be leaning into to just leverage both those camera and content solutions we have available. And finally, we have high impact takeovers here at Snapchat, where you're able to deliver high 1 day reach on Snapchat. We offer 3 different high impact takeovers, one being first stories, which allows you to be that first story placement within the Discover feed, which has the potential to reach around 40 to 50 million users in 1 day. You have first commercials, which gives you that first 6 second slot within publisher content and has the ability to reach 6 to 10 million users in 1 day. And then first lenses, which allows you to have that first placement in the camera carousel, which has the ability to reach around 5 to 9 million users in 1 day. And when we look at first stories, we see that these are great for upper funnel metrics. We've seen that they're great for driving upticks in ad awareness as well as brand awareness. Within first commercials, they're really great for driving higher brand intent. And they're also great for reaching Snapchatters that you cannot reach on linear TV. And finally, within first lenses, they're great for driving that share rate, which a user can then share with their friends and family, which will then translate into earned media, basically free media for your ad, for your brand. Each of these high impact takeovers do come at specific spend minimums, which I can definitely share if you guys are more interested at the end, or once you have your ads running on Snap. And then you are able to run multiple high impact takeovers in 1 day. You can even run all 3 if you'd like. But within the education vertical at Snap, we haven't seen any educational brands really take this opportunity to take over this high impact takeover. And I think running takeovers on important days like final deadlines for application as well as registration or acceptance day, where you can really celebrate Snapchatters for being able to say, yes, I am going to this institution and I'm extremely proud of going there. Having those first lenses, those first commercials and first stories within those like tentpole moments would definitely be a great opportunity for your brand. And finally, I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to listen and giving me the opportunity to showcase Snap Creative best practices, which will hopefully be beneficial for your brand soon. So we'll now be moving into the Q&A portion of this presentation. Thank you, guys.
Maizy, we did have one one question, or it might have been just an observation. I guess on one of your slides, there was a young lady that had on a shirt that the writing was reversed. So it seems like you'd want the audience to see is that just a setting that that person, when they created the video, did not have set up, or was it just when you put this together, that's the way it came out?
It might have just when I put it together, sometimes when you upload the format of like the file, it kind of messes
Hmm.
up the video a bit,
Sure.
which is something maybe I just didn't notice, but definitely we'll look into it and kind of see where in the deck it was. So yeah, I'll definitely look into that.
Sure. Let's see. We have another question. What are Snapchat's targeting capabilities?
We have multiple targeting capabilities. We You have the ability to use our Snapchat predefined audiences, which we consider our Snapchat lifestyle categories, which allows you to just kind of dive into our audience insights tab and kind of see what matches most with your brand. We also have the ability to leverage just any CRM list that you have, depending on if you have a specific integration with HubSpot or any other integration. You're able to kind of upload those there. And from those CRM lists, you're actually able to create lookalike audiences from those CRM lists, which can be really similar to those CRM lists that will just help expand your targeting. And I can also provide more information as well. We have plenty of other targeting capabilities, but those are just the top three that we constantly leverage here at Snap.
Excellent. We have another question. Do you have any high-level suggestions about how to approach an organic content strategy on Snapchat?
We do. That would actually be kind of like a larger discussion. We do currently offer public profiles at Snapchat, which we've seen a lot of advertisers starting to take more initiative in having an organic presence at Snapchat. At Snap, you can use your public profile to basically, if you have run any paid AR lenses or any takeovers, you're able to upload those to your public profile, which then can just kind of have a home to just kind of stay at where users can then just like search through the Snapchat search tab, go through your public profile, and then organically be able to play with your lens. However, the organic piece is definitely a larger discussion. And if you have any questions, I'll provide my information where I can definitely showcase what other capabilities we have within organic.
Perfect. One more question. What options are available for colleges within a university? So let's say like the School of Nursing, School of Business, School of Social Work, who have very small budgets, but they still want to try out marketing on Snapchat.
Yeah, we definitely have plenty of advertisers that have a smaller budget, but definitely have multiple programs within those. Currently, what we do is kind of ensure that the targeting is large enough, depending on if you're using like a geolocation. We just try to make sure that we expand that audience as large as we can, depending on the restrictions of the location of the school or specifically what we're targeting with. But we've seen a lot of advertisers use custom CRM lists, which we then duplicate for a lookalike audience that is then utilized within those specific campaigns that are more locals, depending on the type of program. I know we currently have a lot of institutions or smaller colleges that are using HVAC programs as well as nursing programs as well. So it's definitely something that is constantly used at Snapchat, and we can definitely help provide specific media plans that would be most beneficial for your campaigns.
Great. We have two more questions. Can you share the budget minimums for these formats? Is there a recommended benchmark budget that you should have?
So there are no current like budget like minimums for running any of these ad formats. There are budget minimums within the high impact takeovers. So if that's what you mean, I can definitely provide that information after. But when it comes to just running a normal campaign at Snapchat, there are no budget minimums. We definitely usually recommend maybe starting with around 35,000, 35K. But that is just like very minimal. We definitely work with advertisers that have under that 35K as well. Just depends on what your goals are, and we can definitely hop on a call after for very specific advertisers, depending on your questions, to really provide like the
Mhm.
most concrete example for you guys.
Got you. Uh, we have a question from Peter. He said, I've heard that unlike Meta, Snapchat allows ads to be targeted to users under 18. Is that true? And can you
That is
provide some more info on that?
Yep, that is correct. I know other platforms like Meta aren't able to kind of target within that 18 plus. However, I, from my team, have not heard anything about that kind of going away from our end. We definitely have a lot of, I guess, protocols and ensure that we are constantly monitoring our ads as well as everything on Snapchat to ensure that it is extremely safe, which is why our we see that parents on Snapchat feel extremely comfortable having their kids on Snapchat, which allows us to continue targeting under 18 as well.
Perfect. I think that might have been our last question. You can go to your next slide. Now we have a few piece of information here to view the information. There's some information here you can see to contact the folks at Carnegie. But we also have a special offer. So you can go to the next slide. And if you're interested in connecting with Carnegie on any of your digital strategy needs, you can use this QR code to sign up for a digital strategy consultation, and our team will be in contact with you. Also, as a special promotion, we are, and this is for the Connection Digital session attendees, so you folks, we're offering a 25% discount on a Google Analytics audit or brand lift study. So this is actually pretty cool. As you all know, Carnegie is a leader in higher education digital marketing, and we're always honored to be able to support colleges and universities with any of their advertising needs, and to be able to provide these free resources like today's session. So again, definitely use this code for that discount. Um, and we appreciate you jumping on today and being a part of this session. If you need any help throughout the conference, as I mentioned earlier, you can email us at conferences, that's with an S, at carnegiehighered.com, or message us through the Ask Organizers Anything section in the community board on HOVA. Be sure to come back and check out the agenda for the rest of the day. Thank you, Maizy, for your time this morning slash this afternoon. Next up at this afternoon at 1 o'clock is the Beyond the Algorithm: AI's Impact on Digital Marketing and Paid Media. This actually going to be hosted by two of our very own digital experts from our Carnegie team. And again, that starts at 1 o'clock. But again, thank you all. Thank you, Maizy. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. And please come back and join us for more of the sessions this afternoon. Thank you all.